All right, hey everybody. No real big introduction tonight. I just want to kind of go through. I think I've had a couple discussions just on with some of the friends, specifically with Sir Keen. Um, he's talked about how he's got some ideas about a simple healer, and with that in mind, or just having that discussion, I'd like to share the one that I've already kind of thrown together real quickly. I was having some trouble figuring out how I wanted to play DK, especially this guy right here, because he was my mag DK for a long time. And I just get really tired of having to do all the skills for it, number one. And number two, what kind of threw me off for it was the fact that Whip Now still does the same 3 cast effect, but the dots last for 24 seconds. So you're only recasting those dots once every 24 seconds, which means you're only getting the little power whip once every, I don't know, 24 seconds. Which to me, I mean, the whole reason why I play the damn build is so I can backflip on people. It's awesome. It looks beautiful. It's super fun. And obviously the flame skills too. You know, it's all got its benefits here. But since the changes, I didn't really feel, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was as fun. That those 20-second dots on single targets, that's cool. I mean, I'm not mad. It's just, it is what it is. I'm trying to find a way to play it now for my tastes. So I had to make some changes to the build just so I could keep playing it, because I didn't want to just kind of keeping it in the locker and not play it. All right, first thing we're going to go through is the stats. The stats are as follows. It could be a little bit different, guys. Our health's a little high. You could pull your health down. I think I forgot to pull some health out of somewhere. I keep my health a little higher. I think my main focus here from having this discussion is not necessarily about all the stats, which is important, but I'll tell you about everything else in just a second. One of the most important parts for me is right there all the way to the far right. It says weapon damage, 4807. See how high that is? Wow! Now remember, everything procs off of your highest scalable stat. Our highest scalable stat is weapon damage. Weapon crits the same, spell pin, physical pin, all the same. We're building into mag recovery, so we're all good there. Next. What do we have going here? We have our Witch's Brew. That's why our stuff is a little bit different. That's what it is. If I didn't have Witch's Brew on, my max mag would be higher. So, no big deal there. I did that just for survivability. Because we don't, with all the power we have in this setup, I don't feel like you're going to need the extra mag. If you want it, go ahead and get it out of running Ghastly Eyeball. Next are slottable potions and stuff. Whoa. Don't share the build yet, bro. Come on now. Our slottable potions are going to be Stamina Essence, because we're casting Vigor once every 15 seconds. And you want to be able to get your stamina back when possible. If you have to run or dodge roll or break free, stamina is significantly more important than magic in content. So, and there's another version to this build that we'll go into later on. Okay, just a very small tweak you'll make, and it'll still be a lot of fun to play. Okay, and it'll give you the ability to add even more damage to your group, which is going to be, you know, heck of a lot of fun. Okay, real quick, the skills and what they do for us. Combat Prayer. Combat Prayer gives us Minor Berserk, Minor Resolve. Anybody standing in front of you. It is your pre-buff skill. It is the only, except for Energy Absorb, pre-buff skill that we're going to use to start a fight ahead of time. If our DPS and tank are where they're supposed to be, which is right in front of us, like this fella here, I'm going to bang, hit him one time with it, and then we're going to, hopefully that's right before they go into the fight. Real simple. Okay? That's our pre-buff skill because of the buffs that it grants us. It's also our power heal. If one of our buddies is in trouble, and you're not there, and he needs a little bit of help, bam! Hit him with that. Crits. Crits. You see that big 18, 3, 2, 6, whatever? Beautiful crit, right? That's a 20k heal, right? That's a huge heal. And you can just keep, it's not super cheap, but if we're heavy attacking like we need to, we'll be fine. Because you want to pop it if you have to. You don't want to drop your stuff too low. And then pull it back up. Okay? That's our power heal. Now you can do something different if you don't want to use this. I like this as my power heal because it does two things. It buffs and power heals at the same time. You can switch it to cauterize if you don't want to do that. If you want to keep it a little bit simpler, cauterize is the same thing. Okay, it's a power heal. It's a lot smaller though. Okay, so I'm sticking with Combat Prayer. Next, this little puppy. Love it. One of the best skills you can have as a healer, especially if you're not a Templar or somebody else that grants the group a lot of synergies. And as a DK, we don't have any real big synergies that people can play with except for talents. We can't just lay something on the ground like, you know, shards for people to pick up and get the resources back if they're having resource issues, which can happen. So how do we do that? We supplement that by having Healing Orb. Okay? Healing Orb. No particular slottable that you need to know about that's going to be really buffing that for us. Just put the dang thing on the bar and hope they synergize. Next, Echoing Vigor. It only takes once every other second. Boom, 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 right? So because of that every other second, it's just one of our dots we're gonna have rolling, a dot heal, okay? One of our 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next, I like Echoing Vigor. Again, no slottable bonus for it. I like Echoing Vigor because it's got a wide range. It's not proccing to just one person, or like if I was to do rapid regen, it's only gonna hit like, I think the max on it is 3 people. Hey, me and then 2 other people. Yay, yay, yay. Now it's got a farther range, right? But hopefully I'm positioning myself in content right next to everybody. So my point is, with the Vigor, we're all benefiting from it, right? It's a little bit smaller heal, but I also don't have to recast it as often. It's got a 16-second timer versus the 10-second, and I, if you don't know, am a man of efficiency. Don't make me recast unless I absolutely have to. That's exactly why I like this build too, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Next, Illustrious Healing. Beautiful, large scale AoE heal on the ground. Okay. Again, it does have slottable benefits because you're looking for the restoration benefits, right? Which are right here. And right here, which I don't have all just yet. Okay. All right. Beautiful benefits. That'll help that heal. Okay. That's it. Next heal. And again, there is no passive DK healing stuff like, hey, if you heal somebody, you get 20 extra bonus points. Nothing like that. There's nothing in the DK kit that says anything about, hey, you healed and you win some kind of prize. Doesn't happen. Okay. Next. Cinderstorm. That's what the build is centered around, because guess what, guys? I'm lazy. This thing lasts for 20 seconds. And it's cheap. Okay, and it actually works together with our sets, and I'll tell you why in just a second. The heavy attack is the way Cinderstorm works is, you can see it in combat now. We didn't need to engage in combat, but here we go. Is that as I'm in combat, I'm going to put down this, and the revive stand potions is right there. You saw that, right? And as I put down my Cinderstorm, if I need to move it, because the way Cinderstorm works in the skill tree, it's real easy to move because it's super cheap. So, again, I don't like doing stuff. Look at the cost. 300 per second. That means every recast is super cheap. Boom. No problem at all. Not burning anything, no big deal. Oh, running out of stuff here. Super duper cheap. So, need something? Boom, there it is. Reset it if you need to. And then heavy attack in between. Alright, let's get into the gear. Oh, also Cinderstorm, I'm sorry. real quick, why I like Cinderstorm again. Couple things. One, brutality. Everybody in the group gets an extra 10% weapon damage, which is super beneficial. If your group is a bunch of stamina characters. Regardless, it still helps. If you are in combat, you also generate 3 ultimate. This effect can occur every 6 seconds, so if I have to reset, the reset is actually beneficial. I get 3 more ultimate. Okay? This is just every DK gets the battle roar, right? And then Eternal Mountain increases duration, which is important to us being able to cast this Cinderstorm and keep on the ground for longer. Because you know me, I do like being lazy. Okay? Let me get out of here. Am I gonna help here? Alright, next. Is this guy killing people or is he waiting? He's killing people. Alright, dude, go kill him. Yay! Kill those things, dude. I'm a healer. So going to the let me get out of here. Other things you can do with the build. Let me stick with what I have now. Okay? Next. Actually, before I move on to the gear, let's talk about one other setup that I think can be beneficial depending on what group you're in and what your team wants to do. If you're running through normal content and your team's trying to hurry up and speed through things and you want to help out, okay, you're not trying to heal everybody, you know, like a crazy person. You could do a couple things. One, you can add Engulfing Flames and take off one of your skills. It cannot be Vigor, and I would advise against Cinderstorm. I would advise Illustrious Heal or Combat Prayer. Okay? Probably Illustrious Heal. Okay? The other thing you can do that's really cool is you can run Stone Giant. And now, as I cast this, I'm keeping my brutality up, and I'm giving my group a buff. What's that buff? It's called Stagger, right? And I'm doing great damage. Look at that, how much damage it does for us as a healer. 9k. And that actually goes up on this build while we're in combat. Right? Because I'm running Olareams and I'm running Powerful Assault. Everything goes up whenever our totals are running high. And we have all of our buffs up. Let me show you how high our heals can get. Remember our crit was 18 a minute ago? Well, that was on Illustrious. Let's just look at this one right here. I'm sorry, on combat prayer, right? Yeah, we're on combat. Look, we're hitting 19 right now because we're having access to one of our passives being Mountain Blessing, Minor Brutality. So that is the reason why I've built my weapon damage into this character, is because I'm building in weapon damage so I can also take advantage of Minor Brutality. I also want to be able to get the benefit of having high weapon damage and then having an extra 10% on top of that because it's going to power up my heals. So here, boom, right now combat prayer when it crits is 19. Boom. 12, 19. You saw it, right? It was 18 earlier. Now it's 19. Okay? So if you're building into a DK healer, hell, building weapon damage. Nobody cares. It's not going to make any difference at all. Okay? Because you're on this soul, on this soul. Yeesh. On this build, you're going to already have access to minor brutality, major brutality, and major sorcery. So you're not going to have to worry about if you're building into weapon damage or spell damage. Either way, you're going to have access to it, so you're fine. Okay, why Stone Fist? What's going to happen here? I'm sorry, let me show you a couple of how high our weapon and spell damage can get. Let me find a small target. I don't feel like having to fight a big old group like this. With just Stone Fist. Look, I think this is a smaller group, huh? Here we go. Okay, so when we have all of our buffs rolling, what is our weapon damage looking like? 618. Okay, let's hit it again. Now let's hit that prayer. 21. 21 on a crit. How did everything get so high, guys? Because our build is built for power. It's built for weapon power, and it's going to be pretty high. So it's in the 6K area, right? How to get that high? Well, let's go finally, because I showed you the opposite, or my other alternative skill setup. It's time to go look at something else now, right? Let's look at what the gear is finally. The gear, because I'm lazy. 1, Olareams. Put it on the ground. Get your little buff. Have to be in combat though, or no ring on the ground. So once you're in combat, cast a ground ability, and there it goes. Okay? Let me get in combat real quick. Where's everybody at? Over here? So I'm in combat. Put it down. Whoa, whoa. Oh, nope. I wasn't in combat long enough. You buggers. Here we go. Okay, here we go. There it is. See it? Full range. And they gotta just dip their toe in it, okay? Next. Powerful Assault. Gives you weapon benefits, but it also gives your group up to 307 extra weapon and spell damage. Okay? So when you're in combat, the same thing happens here. I don't have mine golded out. That's why the benefit is lower. Okay, it lasts for 15 seconds, just like the timer on your Vigor. 15 seconds. So when you see that timer go out, you just reapply your Vigor. It's pretty simple. Okay? Very powerful heals. If anybody needs help, you just pick them right back up. Next thing. The way I have it set up is I'm wearing... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medium pieces. Well, Burnus, what the hell are you writing 5 medium pieces on a stamina character? I'll tell you why. Because what does it do for us when the passives hit? Medium armor, dexterity, crit healing, and crit damage, 10%. Windwalker, just kidding, not a big deal. Right here, agility, weapon and spell damage up by 10%. And what are we built for according to our passives with Cinderstorm? Weapon and spell damage, right? All of our other buffs in the character also built around weapon and spell damage. So this is a really cool, fun setup. I mean, you guys can have a lot of fun with this, okay? Next. The jewelry, another piece. Infused jewelry, bro. You got to get the weapon and spell damage on those too, okay? This one is the cheapest I could go. It's probably a purple glyph on a blue jewelry infused. It should be purple jewelry, but too cheap. Last piece, Jokin' Soul. Broken Soul, Oaken Soul, Smoking Soul. Great piece. Great piece. I really like it. Why? Because I'm lazy. I mean, why would I want to play the game other than to enjoy it for its beauty? Be able to defeat content. Don't care about other things. I'm trying to be lazy as possible. I want to just hit the least amount of buttons, right? With as much power as possible. Oaken Soul. And that makes us one bar. It makes the build even easier to deal with. So what does that do for us? I can run trash pot potions because it gives us all the bonuses we need. Major prophecy, major sorcery, major brutality, major savagery. So no matter what potion I use, if I'm built into weapon or spell damage, I am always getting maximum benefit no matter what. How is that different than other builds? On other builds, if I'm using a specific type of potion, I had better line that up with my jewelry. I'll give you an example. If I'm using spell power potions, I better damn well have spell power glyphs on my jewelry. Because if I don't, when I hit my potion, I'm buffing the opposite skill, or I'm buffing the opposite attribute. Got it? So with the Oaken Soul Ring, it doesn't matter. You could build for variety as much as you want if you were an Oaken Soul. If you needed more stamina on it, run a stamina pot. Doesn't matter. Because you're already getting all the buffs. Both stamina and magic buffs. The other thing that I really like about the Oaken Soul versus other setups is the minor Aegis, right? And minor heroism. Aegis is the one that protects us, right? I think so. And minor heroism. I think it also gives us the minor heal too, right? No, courage, berserk, brutality, force, protection. Ooh. Resolve, mending. There it is, minor mending. Yep, at all times. Okay. So you already get minor mending, and you get minor Aegis. That's going to help you survive in combat. And heroism. I like that. What I'm trying to get you there, guys. Sorry about that. Is the heroism. The heroism helps us keep our ultimates up as much as possible. Okay, if you wanted to alternately build, you could also go with the decisive trait and get ultimates up even faster if you'd like. Next, what kind of traits do I have on the gear? Precise. You could definitely go with something different. I like this setup because it's just helpful to me. You can keep the magic absorb glyph you'd like, or you can go with a flame burning glyph to add a little more DPS to your friends, because every time you use burning or get something to burn, you get 1,000 magic back, which is a little bit more than the glyph, which only gives you 350 magic back. Okay. Other than that, I mean, heal, spam, heal. I'll go into my champion points. The champion points are also key. Really, I like the champion points I was able to find because they're super helpful. Okay, I'm going just into the blue tree. Which ones do I like? First, none of these. Anything here? Anything here? I wish you just told me I could just go up here and look at them, but I can't go find them. You know? Okay, nothing here. So in here are some of the key ones I really like. The best one by far, and this might be the best one to me. I give this a hot 10 out of 10. I don't know what the takes are, and I'm not sure what the absolute effects are, okay? Every 30 seconds per target, they can receive a 10k damage shield for free. Got it? 10k is pretty gigantic for every low health target. It's called From the Brink. They go down, boom, you pop them back up because that shield catches them. Next, Enlivening Overflow gives them magicka, health, and stamina recovery. Why? Because in content, they need that recovery, dude. They need it. And I think it's based off of your max mag. So if I had ran the Ghastly Eyeball, then I would be getting the full benefit of this. Next, Swift Renewal increases your healing done with healing over time effects, which is any of our dots and our single target hots like Vigor. Okay. The last one, which I think is also super important, healing the target on 25% removes all harmful effects, because we don't have a cleanse. We're not a Templar, so you're gonna need this one per target. Okay. Every time their health drops below 25%, it's a free cleanse. Everything gone, they're back to full. I don't care about the other ones. We have so much power on this build that when you heal them, they're gonna be at full. If you hit them with that combat prayer, 20k, that's 0 to 100 real quick. Red tree is, you can pick it however you'd like. I do like, and I don't have a slot on this guy. This is good. But the one I like the best in content, why can I not drop down, is this one. For anybody, really, is Bracing Anchor. Best in the game, really. Again, on the red tree. Best red tree you can get, from my take. Because 20% on your block mitigation, especially as a DK, it's going to be an extra 30%. Why? Because in your DK passives, there you go. Not even wearing an ice staff, just a resto staff, and boom. There you go. Right? You could change this build up a little bit more if you wanted to, but I think this is perfect. You could also run an ice staff on this build. You'd be really going against the DK. You would have 0 DK skills on the board at that point, other than Cinderstorm. And you could use ice staff to replace Stone Fist, get an extra shield every 6 seconds for your team. And then your block mitigations would also go up at that same point too. If it was a real hard, if you had to help tank for a second or whatever, your team was having trouble. Other than that, I think I gave away all the secrets. Hopefully you guys like it. Try it out, change it up, do what you want. Enjoy the game. Peace out, guys.